All right, Nocturnal News. First of all, welcome to this evening's broadcast, Nocturnal News Nightwave episode number 2. We'll be doing this every week. Now, before we get to tonight's video, I just quickly want to kind of run through and give a few people a shout out that left a comment on our last video, moon anomalies. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I think, we provide some of the best evidence out there, basically showing you moon anomalies from the NASA galleries, from the NASA archive. But let's get to it. First of all, here, let me get out of my light there. Matt, how we doing? Matt Infrared, thank you for the comment. Good friend of the channel. Brandy Phillips, I'm going to say probably one of my best friends in this UFO community, if not my best friend. Brandy has helped me a tremendous amount, more than Brandy will ever understand. So thank you for all that you've done, Brandy. You've talked me off of many cliffs, and I'll never forget that. So Rican Havoc, a good friend of the channel, how you doing? By the way, Rican, if you send me that video, I'll edit it for you. Okay, so hope you're doing well, my friend. And of course, Troll Patrol. Okay, one of the greatest people on planet Earth, Troll Patrol, a dear friend of the channel. How you doing, my friend? Hopefully you're here tonight. If not, no pressure, no guilt, whatever, when you get time. Okay. KREK Retro Gamer, how you doing out there? Again, these are people that just left comments on my last video, and I thought it'd be nice to say hello. K Dizzle, love the name K Dizzle, kind of want to steal it. Brian Lee, another great friend of the channel, how you doing? Super Knower, again, another good friend of the channel. Let's see, who do we have here? David, shout out David. BUSC, is that Bush? Okay, how you doing out there, my friend? I know who you are. Steven, shout out Gun Creep. Love the name. I'm from Texas. We get our complimentary guns at the border here at Texas. Okay, Gun Creep, how you doing? Paul, how you doing? Joe, how you doing? Shelly Morrison, haven't seen you around in a while. Hope you're doing okay out there. JPQ Tic Tac, how you doing? The Tricky, is it World? Okay, how you doing? Occult Journeys, my good friend Darcy. We just wrapped up a documentary, Darcy Weir and Brandon Thomas, Spaced Out Radio, and Richard Dolan on Amazon, and it's kind of going over the NASA anomalies going back to the Gemini program, into the Apollo program, and so forth. So check it out on Amazon. I think I have like a 10-minute segment in it, something like that. Beeb, how we doing out there? Beeb, another great friend of the channel. Of course, there's Rican Havoc against Steven. Lord, is it do the fleet, something like that? Anyway, you asked me to leave a link to the NASA archive, the 70mm NASA archive, and I left that link for you. So thank you for subbing. RC Tio, is it Tio? How you doing? I'm doing the best I can, guys. There's a lot here, and we'll get through this quick. I know you guys want to see tonight's show about the Nellis AirField Incident. It's awesome. You don't want to miss it. Spencer, how you doing? MJ, how you doing? Sundog, how you doing? Nick, how you doing? Moon D, how you doing? Everything UFOs, another great friend of the channel. How you doing out there, my friend Steven, JG, and others. There's so many, and to everyone, if I missed anyone, forgive me, but I just want you to know I read every single comment, and everything you do for us here is appreciated. I mean, even a comment, a like, anything you do. So I just want you guys to know that out there. So look, let's get to tonight's video. Now this is Nellis AirField, 1995. This leaked footage that was smuggled out of this military testing range out of Nevada, a part of Area 51, Groom Lake, and I think it's some of the best and most compelling UFO footage I've ever seen. So we're going to take a deep dive tonight. That's what we do on Nocturnal Nightwave. So here we go. That was a lot.
you said?
Pardon?
Who shot the video?
This is these controllers on the range.
Right, okay, yeah.
This tape is illegal. The individual who smuggled it out of the range, it was done in November 1994, got caught, he went to prison. How I got it was I got it in 95, 2 months after I received the copy, which I have a friend who was a controller who was hand-carried by another of my friends to me. And they're not classified to see the black budget craft when they fly. Area 51 of the Groom Lake is part of this range. But you have to remember, they locked radar on it and they actually got what's known as a kill, meaning they had a hard lock on something there. It was really there. Radar here. That's being jammed by the craft. It's jamming this. And when it gets above these clouds here, you're going to see the white plasma field that surrounds the craft, as you can see here.
It was kept secret because I asked him, what are you going to do with this piece of information? And he said, we always airbrush these out before we sell them to the public.
Nocturnal news. Now look guys, I have a really cool video for you today. This video from Nellis AirField 1994-95. A UFO was captured by a control tower. Okay, Tower 13 and Tower 30, I believe. So first, let me play a little bit of this audio that we're gonna, break down today. And look, let me back up. This reminds me of the USS Nimitz UFO incident. Another black budget military project that our government has done their damnedest to hide from us. So, but they can only do that for so long. So let me play a little bit of this audio. Here we go.
Pardon? Who shot the video?
This is these controllers on the range.
Right, okay, yeah.
This tape is illegal. The individual who smuggled it out of the range, it was done in November 1994, got caught, he went to prison.
Went to prison.
How I got it was I got it in 95, 2 months after I received the copy.
Okay, so you heard him say right there. A friend of his worked at this particular control tower, smuggled the video out, went to frickin' prison over this, okay? Went to prison, and now this man is revealing the truth to the public, and I have the utmost respect for that. So, look, today we're going to break it down. We're going to hear the whole video. I was able to zoom in, add filters, just do everything I could to bring out, the actual craft. Like, what in the hell? It's amazing to me. It reminds me of the USS Nimitz, but I think the footage is clearer and better, So, anyway, here we go. We're going to break it down.
Aircraft some type, 18 degrees, 18.6 degrees elevation, 10.8 degrees or kilometers range. We're going to put a launch up on it anyway and see what happens. It seems to be hovering there. Launch up, 21.3 degrees, 18.5 degrees elevation, 10.9 K. It appears to be going outbound real slow. There's hardly any range velocity. I don't know if this would be an impact or not. We have impact, 0 024, 18.3 degrees elevation, 11K. We'll call this a kill on his unknown aircraft. We'll call this a kill on his unknown aircraft. T1 control doesn't know what type of aircraft it is either. And no ECM, no tactic. T1 control doesn't know what type of aircraft it is either. And no ECM, no tactic. That's weird. Strange. Southbound? Yeah, southbound. It's moving fast. Did you stop it? Yeah, southbound. It's moving fast. Did you stop it? Oh, well, let's go find safe for him. I don't know what that was. Nice. I got a Hilo. Yeah, can't get it really bad on this thing. I don't know what that's Hilo, isn't it? What is that? I don't know.
Looks like one. Right up high now. Going like straight up.
It's a balloon, isn't it?
I think I saw an outback.
Yes. Get on here.
Straight up, boy.
I'm on you.
Oh, okay.
What the hell is it? Let's see if it's on the right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, got it.
Oh, hello there. So, all right, look, thank you for joining us tonight on Nocturnal Nightwave. Just real quick, please hit the notification bell, sub to the channel, leave a comment below. These small little acts of kindness go a long way on YouTube. So again, thank you for joining us on Nocturnal Nightwave. This evening's broadcast, we're discussing the Nellis AirField UFO Incident. Last week was your favorite, my favorite, moon anomalies. Okay, next week, I don't know, we might delve into maybe Area 51. I don't know, who knows? I don't know. Look, it's a work in progress. Is it working in progress or working whatever? We're working on it. So please hit the notification bell, leave a comment, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful Nocturnal Nightwave evening. Okay, let's have a little look at the video that I prepared for you guys. Of course, there is Nellis AirField, Groom Lake, Area 51 off to the left. It says about a 2-hour and 35-minute drive, just to give you an idea of, the relevant vicinity of Groom Lake and at Nellis AirField. Now, right here, these are a few photographs I found online of this weird activity going on out at Nellis AirField bombing test range. Again, remember, 300 million acres, okay, going all the way from, I think, South Nevada to Groom Lake and past Groom Lake. So a lot of weird things captured on film and photographed out there. But let's get to the actual video of this anomaly. Now, right here. Now, you're going to notice throughout the video, it appears to morph into different shapes. I mean, right here, you see the 3 little vent holes right there. Let me hit pause, okay. 1, 2, 3. Looks like, I don't, you know, if, at first, I mean, I thought maybe it's a balloon, right? You know, maybe it's something like that. But then you'll see, again, it'll morph into a different shape. And I just have no idea what we're looking at. It's fascinating. You know, and I believe this goes back to Roswell. Again, this was in 1994, 1995. Roswell, I think there was a crash there, and I think they did, in fact, reverse engineer you know, crashed UFO material, just like Bob Lazar spoke of at S4, and maybe that's what we're seeing today in our skies, or at least a part of that technology is what we're seeing. I don't think this is a weather balloon, or, you know, some type of, or some garbage bag floating around in the air. And again, you'll hear the air traffic controllers. I'll play it at the end of the video. You know, they're excited, they're locked in on their radar, and you know, there's definitely something there. And it's about 4.5 miles from Tower 13, okay, the control tower, and then they go to Tower 30. So it's, again, it's either 13 to 30 or 30 to 13. So two different control towers videoed this anomaly, this UFO. So we have, you know, multiple video from multiple towers, multiple witnesses, and this was classified, okay? As I said in the opening of the video, it was leaked in 94, 95, and the man that leaked it went to prison because this, you know, was government, federal, you know, military property, okay? You know, out there at the test range, you can't be doing that. So the man was very brave. And I'm working on getting more details about, you know, the man that leaked it too, but they're very hard, very difficult to find. So, but again, you see right here, there's some type of heat signature coming from the back. You know, it looks like it's under intelligent control, and the operator, he's operating a joystick camera. So he's trying to follow this thing with a joystick camera from the control tower. I mean, just truly incredible, absolutely amazing. And again, I don't know why it hasn't, you know, received more attention than it has. So, but that's what we do here on Nocturnal Nightwave. We kind of take a deep dive into this stuff. Let me see. Yeah, here's another angle right here. And again, note how at one point in the video, it looks like a tiny black dot. At another point, it looks like a, you know, your classic disc UFO. At another point, it looks like some type of balloon or alien head. You know, it's incredibly odd, right? And I'll play the full video at the end with, you know, with the man, you know, sharing his witness testimony to this Nellis UFO incident from 1994, 1995. So it's amazing to me. And I think it is better than the USS Nimitz. And I don't understand why it's not being talked about, or why this isn't all over the news. I don't get it. So let me back it up just a little bit here. So you see right there, you know, it's almost like this 4-leaf clover, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then later on in the video right here, you know, it looks like some type of metallic object. I mean, it just morphs into these different things. It's incredible. Right there, some type of pyramid or triangle. Let me see if I can, there we go, right there. And you can see, you know, some type of light reflecting off this craft here, this UFO. That's what it's an unidentified flying object, this classified UFO. Hopefully they don't, you know, take my video down. But this is just amazing. So you guys, like, leave a comment below and tell me what you think. Now we're going to get to this testimony from this whistleblower. So here we go. Oh, hello there. We meet again. So, okay, first of all, cue the sad piano music. Perfect. Maybe a little bit of a black and white filter for that dramatic effect, you know, we love here at Nocturnal News. Perfect. Okay, so moving forward, we're going to basically kind of follow along and listen to this man at a seminar explain exactly what's going on in this video, and he's going to give you a lot of detail that I can't give you. I think it's best if you hear it from him, and you know, kind of periodically throughout the video, I'll hit pause, right? Boop, pause, and give you my commentary. So thank you guys for being here on this, what is it, episode number 2 of a Nocturnal Nightwave, and we greatly appreciate it. So here we go. Let's go.
Up here you have azimuth, elevation, and range. This is a radar blip. This is taken on U.S. government tracking cameras and radar.
Okay, so you heard him say this was taken on U.S. government cameras, U.S. government radar. Now, think about this. This was the same cameras that was equipped on the fighter jets back in the mid-90s. These are highly sophisticated, multi-million-dollar cameras, okay, that filmed this UFO craft. Let's continue.
And you're going to see something there. This shows the actual, that they're seeing something here. It's a little hard to see. There's a blip right here. The craft is approximately 4.5 miles out away from the camera at this point.
Okay, so you heard him say the craft is about 4 miles away from the camera. Now we're talking about Tower 13. And remember, they go to Tower 30. And at one point in this video, the craft goes up to cloud level. It is clearly under some type of intelligent control. Okay, let's continue.
At the S-13 site. And these sites are all over the range. There's a 3 million acre bombing range for Nellis Air Force Base. It's in south central Nevada. And the controllers, you're not having the audio, they're just civilian contract workers, and they're not classified to see the black budget craft when they fly. Area 51 of the Groom Lake is part of this range. But you can see it here. They're going to do a launch up on it. And it'll say something here shortly in that. But launch up is when they lock radar on an object just before you fire on it.
Okay, so at this point, you heard them say they've locked in on the object just before they're going to fire on it. Now remember, this reminds me of the USS Nimitz, Commander Fravor, the Tic Tac incident off the coast of California, how they locked radar, and then the UFO jammed the radar, and it did the exact same thing in this particular UFO case. So let's continue.
In the military. Okay, that's doing it right now. At that point, this thing took off. And it will look like it's going back and forth because this is a joystick control camera by the operator. So they're having a trouble keeping up with it.
Who shot this again, you said?
Pardon?
Who shot the video?
This is these controllers on the range.
Right.
Okay, pay close attention to what he's about to say next. He says this tape is illegal, and it is. It was. It probably still is. I don't even know if I should be playing this on YouTube. I don't know. But again, his friends smuggled this out, went to prison. Let's continue.
Okay, yeah.
This tape is illegal. The individual who smuggled it out of the range, it was done in November 1994, got caught, he went to prison. How I got it was I got it in 95, 2 months after I received the copy, which I have a friend who was a controller who was hand-carried by another of my friends to me.
Okay, so you heard him say a friend of his was a controller, and the tape, okay, back then it was like literal tape, the recording of the UFO incident was smuggled out and carried to him, and he obtained the tape, in 1994 and 1995, and, now we're seeing it, not for the first time, because, again, I know this was on certain documentaries and other UFO shows, but this is the first time we've been able to truly validate this UFO case.
It was shown on sightings. The segment is intruder on the range. And their so-called experts had no idea what they were looking at. Now, what's happening here is they're going to go back to what they call safe forward place on the pole with the camera. And they're going to switch from the S-13 site to the S-30 site. And you'll see this change once this thing ranges itself here. But you have to remember, they locked radar on it, and they actually got what's known as a kill, meaning they had a hard lock on something there. It was really there. It's not a mirage.
Okay, so again, the tower had a hard lock on this UFO. And another thing that I want to point out, you can tell that this craft, this UFO, is moving erratically. Okay, it's under intelligent flight control, and it's moving at incredible speeds that would crush a human. So I think that's just one thing you really have to keep in mind when you're watching this video. So let's continue.
Now, you can see here the black is the craft. Look at the radar here. That's being jammed by the craft. It's jamming this.
Just like in the USS Nimitz UFO case, again off the coast of California, Commander Fravor, the UFO is jamming the radar. Okay, that is an act of war. Okay, let's continue.
And if you get in, they're actually going to, in a minute, they're going to zoom in on it and get closer. And you're going to, as you look here closely, it looks like rotor blades. There's a fluctuation around it. This is the massive field that's around the craft. And it's how this works. Linda's father's technology is this. There's no moving parts, none. And when this gets up higher, this is daylight. This is daytime on the range. Now you can see it real close. If you look, it looks like a...
Okay, this is where things get really interesting, in my opinion. You'll see the craft just gain a ton of altitude, okay, go up to cloud level, and then it just starts all this erratic movement. Again, I believe it is under intelligent flight control. Now, he says there's a crew inside. I don't know about that, but this could be our foreign adversaries.
Like a hummingbird would have with the wings fluttering, but that's the field effect. And when it gets above these clouds here, you're going to see the white plasma field that surrounds the craft, as you can see here. It's approximately putting out, I guess, anywhere from at least 100 million volts, maybe higher. The black, again, is the craft itself. And you're going to get to a point here where it looks like a clover leaf of 4 separate fields.
And this is what I mentioned earlier in the video tonight. This thing is like literally changing shapes mid-flight. Okay, it goes like a clover leaf to like a classic disc UFO, some type of pyramid triangle, then like a bell. I mean, it's insane what this is doing. Look, this can't be a balloon. It can't be a drone. I mean, this is 1995. Whatever this is, it's truly unknown.
How this works is the technology is very simple, a capacitor. And this thing moves towards the positive charge. By switching your polarity in the fields, you change directions instantaneously. The crew inside is inside their own gravity field. There's no sensation of movement whatsoever. There's no stress, zero.
Fascinating. Now, I wanted to ask if there's please, if there's a more additional to that we should know of, if you think. Is there anything additional to that we should?
I have this on my site, my YouTube channel, for people to see on that. I have other things. But as you can see here, the 4. And this reverse engineering craft, with all that there, this is so much simpler. Think simple. There's no moving parts. There's even a way to tap energy with no moving parts.
Okay, so in closing, first of all, thank you if you're joining us tonight in the chat, or if you're, catching the replay. Thank you for being here one way or the other. Look, let me just say this. I did my best to give you guys all the info that I have about this Nellis UFO incident 1995. I have discovered who the man is that was presenting this information. I'm not going to say his name, but I am going to reach out to him. Maybe I can get an interview, or just say a simple text conversation, something like that. So, maybe we can do a follow-up. If you guys have any further details, please leave it in the comments. But just know that, I do the best I can just to show you every angle of these UFO cases. I don't want to manipulate you. I don't want to, put out a bunch of, smoke and mirrors to make things look better than they are, and yes, like right here, for example, this is a filter that I added, and I hopefully I mentioned that in the beginning of the video. I did play around with some of the coloring and things like that just to bring out more detail, not to make it, more fantastical or anything like that. It's simply to bring out more detail. Okay, that's number one. Number two. Next week, I think we're going to take kind of a deep dive in these government documents. The Pentagon talking about this second UAP report, the DNI. It's late. We remember the first UFO report was a complete letdown, so hopefully it's, a little bit better than that, okay? And when that comes out, maybe that'll be Nightwave episode number 3, you know, just kind of taking a deep dive in these government documents that are kind of, you know, slowly being drip fed to the public. And that's how I always said disclosure would happen. It's not going to be one singular incident. You know, UFOs aren't going to land on the White House lawn, you know, and ask for, you know, take me to your leader. Like, that's not going to happen. I think it's people like us, you know, taking a real interest in this topic without the grifting, without the hustling, without the UFO-tainment, the UFO entertainment, you know, and just taking a serious hard look at the UFO phenomenon. And that's what I'm here for, you know. So, all right, leave a comment below, share the video. I might add a little something at the end just to let things play out. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you, and good night. Okay, just a quick look here at the Falcon 9 rockets. You know, I always found it interesting, that clamp right there. You know how they clamp on the Dragon capsule or the Tesla. You know, that's the original paint right there when it flew in space. I mean, to think that this thing just goes up and lands on its own is crazy. And these fins, you wouldn't believe, you know, how thick these are. I mean, you see my hand is like the size of one of these. Really a lot of metal. Looks very heavy. Really cool though. I like that they did not clean it after it landed. Of course, over there you have the Saturn V rocket. But here is, what are these called? The flaps? I don't know. They drop down so it can land. Real quick. It's okay. No, it's video. It's no problem. Thank you.